The air was heavy with anticipation as I approached the old Victorian mansion nestled deep within the woods. The moon cast an eerie glow, painting the ivy-covered walls with silver streaks. It was my 18th birthday, and my friends had surprised me with a party at this secluded location. An excited shiver ran down my spine as I stepped inside, the door creaking softly behind me. The grand hallway was adorned with flickering candlelight, casting elongated shadows that danced on the walls like restless spirits. Laughter echoed from the drawing room, where my friends had gathered to celebrate. The room was decked out in black and crimson, the flickering candles casting a macabre glow on their faces. But as my eyes met theirs, I saw something odd, a fleeting glance that sent a shiver through me. Their smiles seemed strained, and their eyes held a touch of something I couldn't quite place. The party continued, but a sense of unease gnawed at me. As the night wore on, I noticed the candles dimming, their flames quivering as though touched by a ghostly breath. Conversations grew hushed, and the laughter faded into a nervous silence. My best friend, Emily, approached me with a forced smile, her eyes darting around the room before locking onto mine. "Happy birthday," she whispered, her voice oddly hollow. I brushed off my unease, chalking it up to the strange atmosphere. The clock struck midnight, and I found myself surrounded by masked figures as they urged me to make a wish. Closing my eyes, I wished for a night of joy and unforgettable memories. But as I blew out the candles, a chill washed over me, as if the very act of extinguishing the flames had invoked something malevolent. The room grew colder, and the shadows deepened, swallowing the revelers whole. I turned to Emily, my unease growing into alarm, but her mask obscured her expression, leaving me with only a sense of dread. The flickering candlelight cast dancing shadows that seemed to twist into monstrous shapes. Faces within the shadows leered at me, their eyes glinting with malice. My heart pounded in my chest as the room seemed to close in around me. I stumbled backward, my eyes darting around the room, searching for an escape. The walls seemed to pulse, the very architecture of the mansion alive with a sinister energy. My friends' laughter turned into unnerving whispers that echoed in my ears, their words too distorted to comprehend. In a desperate bid to escape, I rushed towards the hallway, but the door slammed shut before I could reach it. Panic surged within me, and I turned to see Emily, her mask now revealing a twisted grin that stretched unnaturally across her face. "Welcome to the party, dear," she whispered, her voice layered with something otherworldly. I staggered back, my heart racing as I realized I was trapped in a nightmare of my own making. The once familiar faces of my friends had transformed into grotesque masks, their eyes gleaming with a hunger that sent shivers down my spine. The walls seemed to close in further, the very mansion bending and warping around me. Time became a blur as I navigated a labyrinth of shifting corridors and endless rooms. The air grew thick with a suffocating darkness, and I could hear the distant sounds of mocking laughter. My footsteps echoed, but they were accompanied by other, softer footsteps that seemed to draw closer with every turn I took. And then, in the heart of the mansion, I stumbled upon a room bathed in a sickly green light. In the center of the room, a mirror stood, its surface rippling like water. I gazed into it, my breath catching in my throat as my reflection morphed into something nightmarish. A distorted version of myself, eyes sunken, skin pallid, and a malevolent grin stretching across my face. A deranged laughter echoed from behind me, and I turned to see Emily, her mask now discarded on the floor. Her eyes gleamed with a sinister light, and her voice dripped with malice. "You made your wish, my dear," she taunted, "and now you're a part of this forever." The truth hit me like a thunderbolt. The mansion, the party, my friends, they were all a twisted illusion, a malevolent trap set by some otherworldly force. I was now trapped in a nightmarish realm where reality and hallucination melded into one, and escape was impossible. As I screamed, the mansion seemed to absorb my cries, leaving only silence in its wake. The green light intensified, the walls pulsating as if they were alive. And in that final moment, the truth dawned on me. The mansion itself was the embodiment of a malevolent entity, feeding on the fear and despair of its victims. The sinister twist was that I had unknowingly become a part of the mansion's dark tapestry, my own fear and suffering fueling its insatiable hunger for more. As the green light consumed everything, I realized that the true horror wasn't just the party gone wrong, but the realization that I was now condemned to eternally haunt the twisted corridors of the mansion, forever lost in its shadows of celebration.